What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Wrestling Junkies podcast. I'm Mr. Cincinnati. Conspicuous by his absence is the podcast dad. He's running a few minutes behind, but will be joining us here in a little while. But thank you for joining me tonight. It's a little rainy Tuesday here in Cincinnati, but nonetheless, I am ready to talk some wrestling with all of you. So thank you so much for taking the time to join me. As always, make sure you give us a follow on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Instagram at Wrestling Junkies Pod, but most importantly, subscribe to our YouTube channel. We're on the road to 500 subscribers, and we need your help to get there. All you have to do, all we ask is tell one person, whether that's your mom, your dad, your sneaky link, your situationship, your bartender, your therapist, your dispensary person, what have you. Spread the word about the Wrestling Junkies. We like having a good time around here, and we want you part of the ride. So as always, subscribe to the YouTube channel, like, comment, share. Every little bit helps. Shout out to our friends at the Main Event Wrestling Network and give them a follow at mainevent_net on all social media platforms. We've got something pretty major in the works that I'm really hoping that we can announce as part of the Main Event Network here in the next week or so. It is going to be quite a day of content is about all that I can say at this point in time. But follow at mainevent_net and stay tuned for some updates. Shout out to our friends at Gorilla Press Apparel. Remember, gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com, promo code WJP2024 gets you 25% off site-wide off of some incredible merchandise, including our Wrestle Sips t-shirt. We got some brand new episodes coming soon, but you can drink, sip, slam, repeat like a champion. gorillapressapparel.bigcartel.com. Now, I know that a lot of you are probably here for the podcast, Dad, and he will be joining me soon enough, but I am not alone. I am pleased to be welcomed by Cody Manhorn, a.k.a. Ref Shiny Shoes. He's had quite the year already. PWI coming in at 489. He's in the Scenic City Invitational. Recently had the most violent death match against John Wayne Murdoch at ICW No Holds Barred that I have ever seen. And next week, he will be going across the pond and we'll be doing an international tour of Japan and Australia. Without further ado, please welcome Cody Manhorn to the stage. Cody, what is going on? How are you, my friend?
What's up, my guy? How are you today?
I am fantastic. It's always great to see you back here on the show. It kind of just worked out that you had some availability to join me tonight. So, again, thank you so much.
No worries. I'm happy to be back, man. I think the last time I was here, I had to talk to that dumbass Aaron Wade.
Yes. I did actually go back through some of my my old notes in the app here and saw that that was the last conversation that we had. You guys have had quite the rivalry over the years, and as fun as that was, there's a lot more to talk about here. Yes. First things first, I don't remember if we got to talk about this the last time you were here. Congratulations, PWI 500 in 2024, coming in at 489. We got to watch a lot of your ascent in 2024 in person. So what did that recognition mean to you, and how does it feel seeing your name on that list?
So it was funny. Earlier in that year, actually, even a few weeks before, we were re-talking about it, but my trainer originally was Jaden Newman, right? And I told him, because I got into wrestling really late as an adult. So the PWI wasn't as big of a deal for me growing up as it was him. And I knew it was such a big deal for him to make the PWI. My big goal was to make it so that he could say he trained a PWI 500 wrestler. And he actually got to say that twice because J-Mo came in as well in the rankings. I think 380 something. I can't remember exactly where.
I want to say 385 if I'm not mistaken.
385. That's what I wanted to say, but I didn't want to just guess numbers. But yeah, so I was actually with him. We were over in the UK when, I got the text message from Matt Griffin. He sent me a little screenshot of where my name was listed. And I was like, you're lying to me. And I don't know why I thought he was lying. It was clearly all very well written. My picture was in it. But yeah, it was just a really cool thing. Just especially being able to share that moment with him in another country while you're doing the thing,
Yeah, no, absolutely. And you did spend some time in the UK. You're going to be headed back international next week. Japan and Australia up on the horizon this time. Tell us a little bit about this tour and what you're looking forward to the most. We got quite a bit of opportunity here.
Yeah, I'm super excited for it. I mean, obviously, when ICW came back, they announced the Big Japan. They made the announcement almost day one of the comeback in Boston. And, I circled that on my calendar. I was like, I don't care, hell or high water. I'm going to make it to those dates. And I'm not going to lie. It's a bit of a struggle. If you know anything about independent wrestling, a lot of the time the travel falls onto us. We get it on the back end. So it has not been easy to make it happen, but I've been able to make it work. And then he announced the Australia dates about a month before, and I was like, man, this seems really cool. But it's like these are 2 back-to-back trips. I'd be going back and forth and back and forth.
Mm-hmm.
It worked out for me though that some of my good friends like here in the local area, they were already talking about doing like just going as friends trip to Japan. They're like, well, we'll just move the whole thing. We'll just go watch you wrestle. I'm like, one, that's super freaking cool. That you're just gonna go overseas to watch me wrestle, or officiate. And then it just happened to work out like, oh, cool. So you're gonna be there for like 2 weeks before everybody else shows up. So that kind of with a little gap in between. So everything kind of just played out well. Worked out in my favor as far as being able to make this happen. So instead of doing the back and forth trips, I'm just going over to Australia, be there for a couple weeks, which is super cool. Joel Bateman, shout out him. He's going to be taking good care of me while I'm over there, and then fly up north to Japan after that.
Fantastic. We've got our first question in the chats here. Steve would like you to rate your 5 favorite indie commentators. You have a distinct advantage because, I mean, not only are you a wrestler, but you're a referee as well. So you kind of get to see all aspects of production to give some insight here.
Oh gosh, I don't want to give him any credit. Well, Dylan Hales is my number one, unfortunately.
I get that. I get that.
He's extremely good at it. I would then put up my boy Mose after that. I've just gotten to work with him. I've seen his entire his career really as a commentator. So to be able to be part of that, I love his work. I think he adds a different vibe to everything. I'll put Carmen Michaels there. I'm number 3. I've worked with him a lot of time. Oh, gosh, this is where it gets hard because I start to I want to include everyone, all my friends. I really love the work Carmen does. I think he has a very professional, kind of the opposite of the Mose vibe, but it's still in the same vein. It brings the same thing to the table where it's you bring this distinct style where it doesn't just sound like I'm hearing somebody talk about wrestling. I actually feel like there's a personality there. Probably gonna go with my boy Joey from H2O at number 4. That's my dude. I got at the very end of it, got to do a little bit of commentary as well. And I love talking to him. It felt like Kennedy, she put it sounded like a buddy film. Just us 2 talking about wrestling while watching wrestling. And then probably number 5. I'm trying to not be biased and put myself in there. No, Alyssa Marino. I love Alyssa. Alyssa's work is very good. If you haven't heard any of that on IWTV, she does a lot of the Northeast stuff. I remember the first time I actually listened to her, I wasn't even watching the stream. I was just over in production area with IWTV at Restival, and I just heard her calling, and I'm like, man, she's got me excited to watch wrestling, and I hate wrestling.
Yeah. No, that's a great list. And Steve, these are in no particular order. I'm going to throw out Rob Weathers as well. He has been on our show several times. Some of the easiest nights I have doing this job are giving Rob a live mic and we're gonna let him kind of guide the train here. And it's I mean, fuckery's usually afoot when Rob Weathers is on the show. Carmen, Veda Scott, Jordan Castle I'll throw in there as well. Maestro Brandon Benefield, and he's recently made his return to the ring, Bryce Cannon. He spent most of 2024 on the shelf and doing commentary for Coast Empire Wrestling, but I think that those would be my 5 favorites right now. But commentators aside, I got to talk about something that you did earlier this month with John Wayne Murdoch for ICW. A death match, ropes were replaced with steel chains. How are you doing emotionally right now? That's the first question I have coming out of that match.
Emotionally, that's actually kind of a weird question because I was talking to someone about this the other day. In wrestling, I think especially on the independents, and I think fans to an aspect, they get this too. When you have such a really cool moment, we'll take SCI, it's coming up as an example. Yeah. When you come back from a weekend like that, the first thing we do is we probably clock into our day jobs on Monday, and you're like, man, I was just watching some of the coolest shit in the fucking world, and now I'm taking phone calls. And same vein for me, where it was because really that Sunday doesn't exist to me. I slept the whole day. But I get into work on Monday, and it's dog, I was getting beat with a cricket bat that had gusset plates. And now I'm having to explain to somebody that, yeah, you have an electric bill. That's a real thing about life.
Yeah.
And it's like, it's weird. And it has this kind of emotional drain on you. It's like, all I want to do is get back into get to wrestling. And like, for me, leading up to that match, I had really kind of gotten, I call it a plateau in wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Where it's like, I had this incredible 2024 and 2025. It's been going great as well. But it was like, all right, what's next? Like,
yeah.
Like this time last year, I was wrestling Matt Tremont. I was thinking about the scramble coming up, and obviously SCI is on the horizon, but it's like it feels so far away, even though it's really not. And then wrestling John and just kind of lit that spark back, though. So that was a cool little thing.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I can only imagine. Podcast Dad is a sucker for a good death match, and say his name, and he appears. Podcast Dad, welcome back. Happy Tuesday, my friend.
Happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday. Sorry I'm late. Again, not a gimmick. The dad thing is real, so we had to do that, but I'm here now. I'm here now. Cody, awesome to see you as always.
Good to see you.
I don't know what question we're on, but
that's all right. Podcast Dad, take it away. We're talking about SCI. Give him some of your thoughts.
I'm excited for SCI. I am I'm not worried. I'm a little peeved that that big, I'll call him a bully, Mr. Bosby. He's starting to become a little bit of a bully, but why is he in this tournament? What the hell's going on there? And what are your thoughts on the whole thing with Bosby?
I think Tim Bosby is a phenomenal wrestler. I think he has all the acclamation in the world, and I think one Mr. Dylan Hales is doing what Dylan Hales does best, and that's find really good wrestlers, and then suddenly right before they hit the peak of their career, say, hey, that's my guy. Oh, that's my stamp of approval. If you have watched any of Dylan Hales' history, his history with his kids, that's generally the consensus. It's like, oh, we're all starting to believe that this is the guy, and he's like, I believed in it day one. I think Tim is very good and has every right to be in the SCI. But I don't think he needed Dylan Hills to do it. And now he gets, the Monster Cruel as his reward.
Karma is a bitch. That is for sure. Podcast Dad, Steve's got a question for you. Before you got on the stream, we were talking about top 5 indie commentators right now. He would like to know some of your favorites right now.
Right off the cuff, man. Oh, man. I mean, do we consider? I don't know. I guess you can't. Can you consider Morrow run off? Can you consider him an indie commentator?
Yeah, I mean, Triple is, yeah. I
mean, man, it's right off the cuff. I'm blanking. I will let me think about that because there are a lot of names that I have.
See, that's what I said.
Let me. It's just right off the cuff. Like obviously, Robin Carmen. Like shout out. Obviously.
Yeah, I said the same too. Yeah.
Yeah. Let me sleep on that. Let me think about it. I will compile a list. I will bring one back tomorrow. Great question, by the way. Thank you for popping in, Steve.
Of course.
But man, hard hitting question right there.
Always. Cody, let's get back to SCI here. You're talking about last year gearing up for the scramble. You won a scramble, gives the opportunity to be the first entrant. You were the first one announced for this year. This is a real full circle moment for you. Last year, you're preparing for an opportunity to hopefully get an opportunity, but now you were locked in. You're ready to go. The talent in this match is absolutely stacked here. Who are you looking forward to mixing it up with?
Oh, so I've had this conversation a little bit with Jameson on one of the car rides. Right now, for the field of what is announced, I would be picking Vinny Massaro. If I had choice in opponent, just because I like wrestling people who are different. I like having different varieties of style. I love Jameson. I've wrestled Jameson. I don't want to do that now. I want a new challenge. So Vinny Massaro, he's a guy I've watched a lot of times on West Coast Pro. So I watch a lot of West Coast wrestling because that's where Makabe was out of. So try to find everything of that style I could. And Vinny Massaro's like top pick right now if I had choices. Probably after him, Briggs.
Love it. Yeah, it's. I mean, this is. I don't know. This seems like the most physically imposing field I think that we've had in recent years here. when I know that you say you like to wrestle people that have different wrestling styles than you, what's your mindset when it comes to the size advantage, just kind of the objective of one opponent larger than the other?
Oh, I mean, everyone has a size advantage on me. I'm 5'5", 120 pounds. I'm well aware of that. So that's kind of where my bread and butter comes, actually, because a lot of the time you underestimate the small guy. You think, oh, I can just smother him. And it's like, well, I've done wrestling shoot style since I was 7 years old. I promise you, I can manipulate your body weight more than you can. Be able to take advantage of that. Plus, not many people.
Death matches.
I do enjoy death matches. I'm also kind of insane. If you haven't picked that up,
We've picked it up. Real quick, I will shout out because the brain is just working and it's not stopping. I don't know if we can count Scott Hensley as an announcer, but I'm going to throw him in there.
Okay.
We're going to count it because I said we can, because it's kind of my show. And then obviously shout out to another one that we have gotten to know and I think are pretty friendly with, Jordan Castle. That's another one that I'm a big fan of. But yes, I was thinking about it the entire time. Like, sorry about that.
all good.
So again, I don't know what we have touched on and what we haven't. Let's I don't know if you guys have talked about your other role in wrestling besides being the in-ring competitor is Ref Shiny Shoes. How did you step into that role? How did that come about? And then, like, how hard is it to go? I don't know if it's like a different persona or anything, but how hard is it to kind of go back and forth between that and then the deathmatch Cody Manhorn that we see every other week kind of thing?
So as far as getting into reffing, that was all kind of happy accident. My original quote unquote trainer before Jaden, our school shut down, and one of his last things he told me was like, "Hey man, I'm going to be honest with you. You're too small to be a wrestler. You probably should just quit now. Hopefully I'll see you on the roads. You probably have a better shot at reffing." I still haven't seen him since that day, so I don't know what roads he was talking about, but I've been doing fine. But because he said that, it did kind of get in my head of like, man, I really love wrestling and I want to do something. So that's really where I found that refereeing side of things. I went up to Jaden after reffing one charity show at that, the last show that was inside that building at the time. I went up to Jaden. I was like, "Hey man, so I started reffing. And immediately started politicking." He's like, "You got any spots for TWE?" And he said, "Yeah, man. Since I had started training there." He's like, "We got you," and he put me in there. A few weeks later, Scott Hensley's coming up to me. It's like, "Hey man, do you mind ref the first ever Futures?" And it's kind of history since then, all documented on IWTV. As far as the switching, it really is personality switching. A lot of the character is based off of Bruce Banner and Hulk. So for me, it's just trying to dig into there of like finding the switch that is between Shoes and Cody. And it can be, I found it, especially in like regular wrestling, like non-death match, that it's very easy to make the switch back and forth just because the characters are so dynamically different. And it almost is like rejuvenating energy wise, as far as like, I feel like I'm a new person because I'm just thinking differently. Deathmatch is where it gets different on that last aspect. Because when I have to, somebody mentioned, I think Steve mentioned Boston, one of the shows where he's talking about where I wrestled Jimmy Lloyd. I reffed like the first match. I came out for, I want to say, the second. Jimmy knocks me out as the ref. I end up going under the ring, doing the whole changeover underneath the ring at this point. Slide out the other side, jump off the platform, and I'm wrestling Jimmy Lloyd now. 6 chair shots to the head later, Cody Manhorn's knocked out, gets taken to the back, and like 3 matches later, it's either 2 or 3, I'm back out there reffing. And let me tell you, I'm fucking tired. Because, I've gone back there. I had to take pictures. I had to put my blood on all these things so I could sign, buy the merch, ICW, and then clean myself up, get changed, and I'm right back out. And I can't do deathmatch sober, guys. So I'm like, "Hey, someone bring me a shot, please."
Hey, I'd probably be in the same boat. There's no way I could do that straight myself. But Cody, as we kind of wrap up here, again, you have a tremendous opportunity coming up in just a matter of days. As you continue to make waves internationally, what advice do you have for aspiring wrestlers that are looking to wrestle overseas? If you're just kind of, you've been honing your craft in the States here, but looking for your first international experience, what's the best insight you could give about going about that?
I've talked to my buddy. So one of the promotions I work for over in the UK, and we kind of briefly talked about, I've been over the UK like 5 times in the last 2 years. One of the shows I work for regularly, PCW, owned by a guy named Stephen Flutter, and him and I have had this conversation where the biggest thing that he sees is wrestlers in America, because they're huge names in America, they overvalue themselves of what they are over there. You have to earn your name there, which means like you have to earn the right for them to be buying your flights. I get lucky when it's an ICW ordeal because I'm going there with an American company where I'm established, that knows me, that trusts me.
Mm-hmm.
When you're going there for the first couple of times, be expected to pay your own way there. They'll take care of you once they're there. They're really friendly people, but you got to get yourself there. You have to show that you want to be there. You want to show that you're going to build that name there.
Awesome.
Makes sense.
As we wrap it up, as Mr. Cincinnati was saying, any other projects or upcoming events or anything your fans should be looking out for? I know that international travel is coming up, but is there anything that you want to tease here that we should be excited for?
Oh, I'm not gonna lie, it's a very close turnaround. There's only the month of July in between June and or when I get back from the States and then SCI, so it's very close turnaround after that. I think I can say really is keep your eyes on socials, both Ride for Chinese Shoes and Cody Manhorn.
All right, and I believe you've got some merch for sale as well, if I am not mistaken. Yeah.
Yes, CodyManhorn.printify.me.
There you go. Visit the site, folks. Come on.
Well,
yes, please.
Cody, absolute pleasure to have you back on. Thank you so much for joining us as always. Best of luck next week and beyond, and we're rooting for you, and we'll see you in July.
Cheers, friends.
Cheers. Take it easy.
Cody.
Thank you again to Cody Manhorn for joining us tonight. Thank you to everybody that is tuned in this evening. Podcast Dad, it's great to see you. Let's hit them with it one time. Subscribe to that YouTube channel. What should they do?
Tell one person. If you like what we're doing here, just tell them, and why not? What's the harm? What's the harm it's going to do? Yeah. They're gonna unfriend you because you told them about us? Probably not. And if they do, you don't want to be their friend. That was a new one. That one came right off the top of the dome. I am exhausted. I apologize to everybody, but I am exhausted.
And thanks to the fact checker for stopping by this evening.
Thank you, fact checker. We got to get fact checker's opinion, if he'll throw it in there real quick on that main event of Backlash, because I know he loved it.
Yeah.
I know he loved it.
Yeah. So Monday Night Raw is officially in the books. The WrestleMania and Backlash dust has settled. We're into summer. We're looking at Saturday night's main events. We're looking at Money in the Bank and beyond here. Where do you want to start, man?
Saturday night main event card is kind of getting stacked, huh?
Yeah.
They're adding some big time matches. I mean, you got Jey Uso and Logan Paul, which is going to get eyeballs. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you have this massive tag match with there you go. Perfect answer. Of course he has a perfect answer. And then you have the tag match between Rollins, Breaker, Punk, and Zayn, which is also a really, big time match that we're going to see. I would assume that maybe we see Io and Rhea as well. And probably a 4-match card. Kind of what they've been doing. They're kind of again, this will be the 3rd iteration of this version of Saturday Night's main event. So they're kind of honing their strategy a little bit more, and I think putting some of the bigger stars on there for that NBC audience to invite new viewers, the casual viewers. And I think this one, you might get some people on this one because this one's looking stacked, and not to mention that we may get Cena and R-Truth as well. So that's a hell of a 4-match card right there if I've ever seen one.
Yeah, I would say if we're still waiting for matches to be added, I would say Rhea and Io, and then Cena, Truth most likely. Just that's a fun one. Get that one out of the way. It's kind of a natural storytelling standpoint to have R-Truth and John Cena collide. Truth, again, one of the most loyal soldiers that the company has ever had. Not only is this fun for John Cena, but R-Truth has absolutely earned this as well. He continues to just take whatever he's given and turn it into just the most magnificent work of art. Yeah.
Yeah. No, again, kind of the model of, take what they give you and you'll get rewarded. You look at someone like Chelsea Green doing that right now, like just doing whatever they give you, make it the best you can be. And you probably have a job for life. And that's kind of what R-Truth has done the 24/7 title run was something, but man, he was on TV multiple segments every week. Like that's just, that's the mentality I think you need to have. Just, going into a spot like that is just do whatever they ask and you will get rewarded. But SmackDown overall, looks like Gunther's going back after the World Championship. Okay. I think.
Yeah, because it seems like this is likely a Money in the Bank rematch to get out of the way here. I know that we've talked about. I know that you say that you want to see Gunther in that match. I don't know. It's Gunther in a multi-man match just seems unnatural.
That's why it seems so good, though. He would be so out of his comfort zone, right?
Yeah. I get the logic of it. I do.
Almost like it was like seeing Brock in a ladder match. Like we never expected to see that, but it happened.
Okay. All right. Let's. Are we really? Are we that? Are we?
But
really
that's what I'm saying. But you can compare him to kind of a Brock, right? Kind of that aura.
Yeah, but again, all that we saw was Brock's music hit, run down the ramp, flick Ollie off of the ladder, and then
But that's what I'm saying. Like we've seen somebody at that caliber have the Money in the Bank, or like a Cena winning the Money in the Bank, or something like that, right? So,
and I know, fact checker, Mania 39 triple threat, Money in the Bank ladder match. We're talking 6 or 7 other opponents in this match. Yeah, but still more than we're used to seeing Gunther do. It just feels weird. That's all I'm saying.
It only feels weird for the first time. But yeah, we had,
that was the case. Anyway, so we got to talk about this tag team match here. Braun Breaker, Seth Rollins taking on Sami Zayn, CM Punk. I want to show you something. WrestleMania put this out, and I actually sent this tweet to the fact checker. There's always a plan B. That ending shot last night has me in my feelings here. I'm wondering who it's going to be. I think that it's going to be Sammy putting the chair right into the back of Jey Uso.
It's got to be Sammy, right?
Has to be. I'm telling you, this is how we get to the Sami Zayn WrestleMania world title story next year.
Against who?
Seth.
Please don't say Jey Uso. Okay, thank God.
No.
Thank God. Don't do that. He should take the title off Jey Uso, yeah?
Sami Zayn?
Mm-hmm.
No. Rollins does it with the help of Sammy.
With the help of Sammy. Interesting.
Yep.
Man.
Sammy,
I'm in.
Ready for him to turn heel. And if there's somebody that knows how to get captivating character work out of everybody that he interacts with, it's Sami Zayn. One thing I noticed last night about Braun Breaker, one thing I really enjoy about this pairing with Seth Rollins is we've been saying, and you certainly said this a lot, especially as he was in the IC title program with Jey Uso last fall. Braun Breaker has been letting his rage and his temper get the best of him. Mm-hmm. Now that he's got Seth Rollins guiding that career, we saw this last night as they were kind of sitting in their dressing room in the back. Seth Rollins is preaching patience to Braun Breaker. So that's another little thread that we're going to see here is all this character work that Seth Rollins is going to get out of making Braun Breaker in canon a more complete wrestler for WWE.
Yep.
Let him learn a lot of that cerebral edge. Very, very excited to see where all of that goes. Adding Sami Zayn to this mix will only further that, just given his supreme wrestling intellect. I think that it's going to be fun to watch.
I agree. They got a lot of people floating around, that want a shot at that title. That's good. That's exactly what you need, right? You got Rollins, you got potentially Zayn, you have Gunther, you have Logan Paul at the moment. You can always throw in like a Finn Balor and AJ Styles. They're doing a lot of good right now in that world title picture. Do I want to see the title off of Jey Uso? Maybe. He's getting better at cutting promos now that he's not being as yeety, I will say. I don't know if that's the right word to use, but like I like the more serious promos like that we're getting. I don't know if I want to see him beat Gunther again. I don't know if that's where I'm at, but because then I really don't know what to do with him.
Him being. Wait, when you say him, do you mean Jey Uso or Gunther?
In what way?
I don't. You just said you didn't want to see. You said the word him. I almost said pronouns, but I just didn't know who you were referring to. Yeah.
Like I don't like if Gunther loses to Jey Uso again. Like, what do you do with Gunther after that?
Yeah,
I have no idea what you do.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I threw out yesterday. I threw out yesterday. Ludwig Kaiser. He made his way back. It was during the commercial time, but if you have ad-free Netflix, you're seeing him cut these promos. He came back looking tan and jacked and ready to go. There's a story that has not been explored there is the split of Imperium. They don't necessarily need each other anymore. And this is a great way to establish Ludwig Kaiser. And this is an easy program for them, playing off of their very real friendship here. They've been teasing the respect with Gunther that if you want to do a one-off program with these two so that Ludwig Kaiser gets a PLE opportunity.
She should.
Yeah. That's a way to keep everybody busy. Gunther, like, I agree that he's going to need some program away from the title to reassert his dominance, but maybe that's where the draft comes in.
Well, how do you feel about the rumor going around about a SummerSlam match? Oh, you haven't seen this one. Oh, you haven't seen. Well, somebody wants their retirement match.
How dare he bring that shit up on this show? How fucking dare you? God, really?
I think you froze my entire thing.
Did I?
You froze you froze my entire screen doing that. I'm back.
I can still hear you. No, that is just okay. That is just classic him.
Come over and put over the young talent. The big win over Goldberg.
I can't tell if you're kidding. I need to know when you're kidding. Name that movie.
That's the fun part. I don't watch movies.
And I've watched Jake Gyllenhaal, Michael Pena.
I can't tell you what last movie I watched.
That's unfortunate.
I think it was Long Legs. Have you ever seen Long Legs?
No, last movie, at least the last movie I saw in theaters was Nosferatu.
Theaters? Oh, we're talking theaters?
Yeah. Just in general, that's when I
saw it's been at least I would say since the kids, almost 3 years since I've been in a movie theater.
Yeah.
My goodness.
Still haven't had that excursion yet. No, I get that.
No, it's usually just to go to wrestling at this point.
No, I like it.
If I get a night out, I'm going to make it worth it. I'm not going to a movie where I'm going to fall asleep.
Can't argue with that.
Oh, I was going to say something, and you totally threw me off by freezing my entire screen. Oh man,
well, that's what you get for bringing up that man and his squash match that he wants. Why are we entertaining this?
I don't want to, but it looks like it's happening.
Well, we didn't want it in 2021 or 2022.
Well, guess what? SummerSlam's 2 nights now, so we need to sell tickets. Goldberg.
That's the best name that you can get to sell tickets for 2 nights. That's the best one you can do.
People will come out. Shut up. Everybody loves nostalgia.
That's the fucking problem.
Everybody loves the nostalgia. You know that. I know that.
That's okay. You know what?
Why isn't Karrion Kross on TV right now?
He will be soon enough. He's got the top selling shirt on WWE Shop right now. He will be on TV soon. I'm not worried about it.
I am.
I'm not yet. They're leaning into this.
He needs to do something with Sami Zayn.
Again, should we get that explosion? I'll bring up the graphic again. Should we get that explosion? Expect to see Karrion Kross on TV in some capacity, taking advantage of that. Even last night, I'm pretty sure it was last night. The cuts that they had, Sami Zayn backstage, Karrion Kross was in the background. Do you see how that shot was framed?
I know.
Yeah,
I just
devil on his shoulder. Don't worry, okay? To quote Aaron Rodgers, relax.
All right. Don't quote.
I said relax. I didn't say take ayahuasca.
Don't quote Aaron Rodgers on our show. I don't like him. There are personal reasons I do not like him. Trying to think what else happened.
Or something? Oh, okay.
No, we'll talk off screen.
Oh, there's the real story. Okay.
there's a real story.
Okay.
There's a certain politician he likes that I do not. Not the one we're even thinking about.
Oh God. Okay.
Rhea and Io. Io, and Rhea getting the win. Roxanne took the pin. Yeah. Exactly. Like, this is what I have to deal with. This is what I deal with. I work with fucking children, and I'm tired, and I'm old.
Motherfucker, I'm older than you.
No, you're not.
Yes, I am.
No, you're not. Do you have two? Do you have twins?
No, I don't have twins.
Okay, what did you do this afternoon?
This afternoon,
when you got off work, what did you do?
I put in a load of laundry.
Okay. And then what'd you do? Did you sit on the couch and relax?
For a couple of minutes, yeah.
Oh, good. Yeah. I haven't had a moment of silence since 4:30 this morning. I don't want to hear it. I put in a load of laundry. I don't even have time to look at my laundry.
Sure hope your trip to New Orleans was worth it, buddy. Yeah, Rhea Ripley and Io Sky coming in likely at Saturday night's main event here. Do you have any message?
Are you concerned Roxanne Perez is 5-12 so far this year in matches?
No, I'm not fucking concerned.
I'm just asking a journalistic question.
I'm not fucking concerned. I'm going to take these off because I want everybody to hear me better.
Me too.
Calm the fuck down about Giulia and Roxanne Perez losing their matches. It's really
Put
not
your glasses back on.
that big of a deal. Why?
I don't like you without your glasses. Put them back on. Why do you get so offended? My God.
Because it drives me fucking nuts. It's they're
put your glasses back on, Dad.
Oh, they're burying. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Much better. Much better. I feel like I was getting scolded. I didn't say it. I'm asking a question.
Point. That's the point. Everybody needs to chill the fuck out about these two losing. Bro. Okay. There are only so many spots to go around as far as main event scene, Intercontinental. Is there some work that they need to do with the tag team division? Absolutely. Yeah. Roxanne is new to the main roster. This is okay. She is not going to be forgotten by any means. Let's not forget all the effort and investment they put into recruiting Giulia in the first place, through William Regal, through Funaki, through Rossi at Stardom and Marigold. Like, they have done a lot of work to get Giulia in the door here, and also T-minus 4 hours and 56 minutes until she's available on DLC for 2K.
Stephanie.
It's going to be fine. It's going to be fine.
Okay. Hey, don't yell at me.
I'm not yelling. I'm just talking loudly.
Let's preview NXT real quick.
Mm-hmm.
Joe Hendry and Trick Williams signed the TNA Wrestling World Title match contract in an NXT ring. So think about that 5 years ago. It'll blow your mind.
Yeah, and when is this match taking place again? Battleground?
I think this one's on the TNA show.
Okay.
Isn't it? I think.
I just don't remember off the top of my head.
I think that this is at the TNA one. I do not remember off the top of my head, but I'm pretty sure it's at Rebellion. Is there next?
If there was ever a time to do the title switch, now's the time.
Now's the time.
Fact check.
Battleground. Okay.
Yep. All the more reason that the title switch
definitely should do it. He's got home field advantage.
Yeah. Joe Hendry is all but signed to WWE at this point. Like, it's just kind of running out the TNA contract. They love him. He's going to come in. Like, there's the partnership is in writing. If there's ever time to do it, now is the time.
Yeah. A match that I'm really interested in and I'm intrigued, and I wish it wasn't a throwaway match on NXT because I think I know the result. However, we're getting Obafemi taking on Charlie Dempsey. I'm not mad at that. I am super intrigued with this match because of the Clash of Styles. You know, is this going to be? And I don't think it is because I don't want to compare Obafemi to Bill, but like this gives me like that William Regal Goldberg match kind of vibes, right? Where is Dempsey going to like really like slow pace work him, and not like the actual result of that match because Goldberg was completely lost, and I don't think Obafemi is going to be lost, but like this will be an interesting look at Obafemi when he does get slowed down because he is going against a member of the No Quarter Catch crew at Battleground.
Yeah.
Like it'll be interesting to see him kind of prepare for that. I mean, I'm excited to see what that looks like, or just Obafemi just come out and kill him.
Sure,
probably.
No, that's probably. But I mean, either way, it's going to be a lot of fun to watch. I'm a big fan of NQCC and what they're doing right now. Again, this could be the next metaphor. I like what these four have together. I like him as baby faces. Miles Bourne is getting the Randy Orton comparisons. He's gotten the Randy Orton rub already. Like this is, if there's ever a time to see what you have in a talent, to see, all right, do we want to put a North American title on him after this, depending on what the showing looks like? These are conversations that can be had depending on how this match goes.
Yeah. And then Tony D takes on Wesley.
I would imagine that Stacks will get involved in that.
I would hope so. Let's further the feud, please.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else for the Good in Order podcast, Dad?
Join us tomorrow. We have
we do have some guests. The Main Event Mamas podcast will be joining us. Give them a follow on TikTok at the same name. Super excited for that conversation. We will be doing After the Empire, breaking down Bedlam at the Brew House this Thursday. Excuse me. You can follow our friends at Coastal Empire Wrestling on X at CEW Savannah. Like us on Facebook. Follow us on X and TikTok at Junkies Pod. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Just tell one person. One person.
Just one. That's all I'm asking. Just one.
Yeah.
I'm not asking you to go tell your entire neighborhood. Just tell one, please.
But if you do, we'll be eternally grateful. We have 464 right now.
Hey.
Look at us.
That's a nice number, 464.
Yeah.
Sorry.
What are you doing? Okay.
I told you I'm tired. Leave me alone.
I know. Okay. All right. Whatever. But that is going to do it for us tonight. Thank you guys so much for joining us. We'll be back tomorrow. That is the podcast, Dad. I am Mr. Cincinnati. Dirk, it's great to see you. We are signing off right now. Thank you so much for joining us, everybody. We will be back tomorrow. Two great guests. That's the podcast, Dad. I am Mr. Cincinnati. This has been the Wrestling Junkies podcast. Until tomorrow, enjoy the rap.